The wise men visit Jesus. In the beginning, the Word already existed. The Word was with God, and the Word was God. Today, we dive into the account of how the wise men, the Magi, followed a star to find the newborn King of the Jews. Chapter 2, verse 1. After Jesus was born in Bethlehem in Judea during the time of King Herod, Magi from the east came to Jerusalem asking, "Where is the Christ, the King of the Jews? We have seen his star in the east, and we have come to worship him." Our story begins in Bethlehem, where Jesus was born in a humble stable. But news of his birth spreads far and wide, catching the attention of 3 wise men from the east, the Magi. Who were the Magi? The term Magi comes from the Persian word for wise man. They were scholars, astronomers, and priests who studied astrology and alchemy. Think of them as the intellectuals of their day, well versed in the secrets of the universe and skilled in interpreting its signs. So what brings these wise men on their journey? The answer lies in the very first verse. After Jesus was born in Bethlehem, Magi from the east came to Jerusalem asking, "Where is the Christ, the King of the Jews? We have seen his star in the east, and we have come to worship him." The Magi, driven by their studies and possibly a divine calling, see a star in the east that signals the birth of a great leader, perhaps even a king. Intrigued and eager to pay homage, they set off towards Jerusalem. Chapter 2, verse 4. Herod the Great was furious when he learned of this. He summoned the chief priests and the teachers of the law in the temple and asked them where the Christ was to be born, according to the scriptures. Upon hearing the Magi's inquiry about the newborn king, King Herod becomes alarmed. You see, Herod's rule was marked by paranoia and fear. He was suspicious of anyone who might pose a threat to his throne. Now, with talk of a new king arising, his anxiety turns to anger. In a desperate bid to maintain his power, he hatches a sinister plan. He calls upon the religious leaders of his time, the chief priests and the teachers of the law, and asks them where the Messiah, the Christ, should be born. And they said unto him, "In Bethlehem of Judea, for thus it is written by the prophet." Chapter 2, verse 5. They told him, "In Bethlehem in Judea, for this is what the prophet had written. But you, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, are by no means the least important among the clans of Judah.
For out of you will come a ruler who will shepherd my people Israel."
The religious leaders direct Herod to Bethlehem, citing an Old Testament prophecy. This sets in motion the next phase of Herod's plan. Chapter 2, verse 6. Then Herod secretly called the Magi and learned from them the exact time the star appeared. Then he sent them to Bethlehem with orders to search carefully for the child, and when you find him, bring him back to me so that I may worship him too. Now aware of the star's appearance, Herod summons the Magi for more information. With cunning, he learns the precise time it first appeared and uses this knowledge to send them to Bethlehem. Under the guise of wanting to worship Jesus, he actually intends to find the child and eliminate him. Chapter 2, verses 7 to 9. In this way, the star that had guided them went ahead of them until it stopped over the place where the child was. When they saw the star, they were overjoyed. On entering the house, they saw the child with Mary, his mother, and they bowed down and worshipped him. Then they opened their treasures and presented to him gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh. The Magi, acting as celestial navigators, follow the star which leads them straight to the house where Jesus resides with Mary. Overwhelmed with joy, they bow down and worship the child. As a token of their respect, and in line with their scholarly tradition, they offer him 3 precious gifts: gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Chapter 2, verse 11. But when they had gone, an angel of the Lord appeared to them in a dream. "Beware, do not return to Herod, for he is wicked," he said. "He sent the Magi away by another route so that Herod did not know where they had gone." And when he returned to his city, an angel of the Lord confronted him and said, You have shown great concern for all these people by seeking to please them. But now go back to where you first came from. For thus says the Lord, you will die here, because the thing you have done you shall not live. An angel appears to the Magi in a dream, warning them of Herod's evil intentions and instructing them to return home by a different route. Herod, left with no knowledge of their whereabouts, becomes the victim of his own deceit. An angel confronts him, pronouncing his imminent death. Herod, consumed by his insatiable desire for power, meets his demise. Chapter 2, verses 13 to 16. When the Magi had departed, an angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream. "Get up," he said, "take the child and his mother and escape quickly to Egypt. Stay there until I tell you, for Herod is going to search for the child to kill him." While he was there, an angel of the Lord appeared to him in a dream and said, "Get up, take the child and his mother and go back to the land of Israel, for those who sought the child's life are now dead." So he got up, took the child and his mother, and went back to the land of Israel. But when he heard Archelaus did reign in Judea, in the room of his father Herod, he was afraid to go thither. Notwithstanding, being warned in a dream, he turned aside into the parts of Galilee. Joseph, warned by an angel in a dream, takes Jesus and Mary to Egypt to protect them from Herod's wrath. Once Herod's forces are defeated, they are able to return to Nazareth in Galilee. Matthew chapter 2, verse 23. And he came and dwelt in a city called Nazareth, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken by the prophets, he shall be called a Nazarene.